hoping you can see. It looks a bit dark. If you're signed on, let's see if I can fix that. This room. So we just have a minute. If you're joining in, I'll just announce that if you have blocks and a blanket, you might want to grab them. It's not a problem if you don't. We'll just start in a minute or two. All right. Welcome to Friday Gentle Unwind Yoga. My name is Kathleen, and this is my second time teaching this class for Hands to Heart Center. If you've taken this class before, I'm sure you're familiar with Hands to Heart Center, Yoga for the People. It is a nonprofit organization that shares the healing practice of yoga with people affected by addiction, poverty, trauma in Greater Boston. Hands to Heart Center would like to thank the Boston Public Library for partnering with us on this virtual project. And it's great to be here on this dreary, dreary day. So I'm going to put that away. Just a couple of things before we start. This is your hour, this is your yoga class, your session, and I want you to always do the needful. So if there's something that I do or suggest doing and it doesn't feel good for you, then you don't have to do it, obviously. I try to offer modifications, and you're always welcome to go to child's pose, to come onto your back and hug your knees. So please make this your practice. If you have blocks, you might want to have them on hand. A blanket or towel or pillow is sometimes useful. Just before we get started, the towel, blanket, pillow is sometimes good when we're sitting to prop ourselves up, give a little bit of height to release the hip flexors. Or in child's pose, sometimes it's good to put between the thighs and the calves, just to give yourself a little lift. You don't have any of the props, that's really not a problem. You just modify. Child's pose is also done on our backs, hugging the knees. So when we get to that, if that serves you best, then please choose to do that. We're going to start on our backs today in a nice sort of restful position. So you can find your way to your mat. You're going to lie down and just feel the floor, the surface below you. Feel your legs laterally rotated, just open, kind of floppy. Let your arms just rest by your side, palms up. This is where we practice to let go. So see if you can do a little bit of that now, letting the week that just finished go. If there were stresses or irritations or long days, let them go. They're behind you. It's a rainy day. It's a sort of a lazy day. So let that help ease you into this restful moment before we begin our practice. Once settled, let's focus on our breath, just the natural rhythm of the breath, the inhale and exhale, moving in and out through the nose, just a steady, constant pattern. That helps us bring attention to the moment. it helps us focus, going back to our breath. And on your next inhale, maybe you go a little bit deeper. You bring the breath in through the nose, follow it through the chest and to the belly. And then on the exhale, you reverse that course through the belly, the chest, and out the nose. Just take a couple of those, inhaling and exhaling. One more full, deep breath. Chest may rise, belly will fill. And then the exhale, let the belly recede, the chest soften, and return to your natural rhythm, that steady flow of breath. Now, if your eyes were closed, you're going to blink them open. Keep the gaze soft, and let's bring some energy to the legs by spinning them in, bringing your toes to the ceiling and reaching through your heels. Feel the weight of your quadriceps, your thighs against the mat. And just take a moment here to feel the energy of the legs, waking them up just a bit. And keeping the left leg anchored, let's pull the right knee into the chest. Try not to hike through the right hip. Get a nice stretch through the front of the left hip, a little through the back of the right glute. And then reach your leg to the ceiling. Now this will be different for everyone. You want to find where you can hold on without stressing the low back. If you need to soften your knees, you certainly can do that, but we're trying to find a nice stretch for our hamstring. We start with a pointed foot, but we're going to move into a flexed ankle, reaching that heel like you want to put it on the ceiling and feel the sensations to the back of the leg. And then point. Feel the sensation to the front of the ankle and into the calf. And again, flex and point and flex and point. Beautifully done. Bring your knee back to your chest. Give that a little release, that hamstring stretch. And now we're going to take the right knee and cross the left leg. This is a spiral stretch, gentle. You can gold post your arms, or you can take your left hand and rest it on your right outer thigh. If this is too strong a stretch, bend both knees, and we'll hold and breathe for 3. Using the exhale to ease into the stretch, to let go. One more breath. And then you'll rotate back to center, bringing the knee to the chest. When you do that, slide your left foot in. Your left knee is now bent, your foot is down. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. Flex your right ankle, take your right hand and gently press against your inner right thigh. We're just directing it out, maybe increasing the stretch a bit. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like, go into full figure 4, bringing your left knee towards your left elbow, using your right elbow to increase the stretch. Don't overdo, but feel the stretch, the deepness of that outer hip, kind of releasing and lengthening. Let's just take a couple of ankle circles with the left ankle in each direction, loosening up that joint. And then we'll release the left foot to the mat. We'll uncross, put the right foot on the mat, align the legs parallel, draw the heels in slightly. We're going to take our first bridge. So you're going to curl your spine off the mat, starting at your tail, moving through the spine, landing on the widest part of your shoulders. Now really stomp down into those feet and maybe tuck your shoulders under a bit. Release your chin to your chest. This is not a big extension. There's a little lift of the ribs. Holding this, You're going to pulse your knees in for 5, tapping into the inner thighs. And 3, keep the belly engaged. 2, last 1. You're going to soften at the top of the spine and we're rolling down. We're curling back down and we're taking the time to lengthen and mobilize and stretch. We land in neutral. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open wide. If this is too strong a position, take your hands and help this to support the weight of the legs. We're here for 3. Breathing 2, let it go. Last 1. Using your hands, bring your knees back to center. Stretch the arms and legs in opposition. Flex your ankles. Touch the wall behind you. Soften your frontal ribs. This feels good. And now keep the right leg anchored and we're going to pull the left knee to the chest. So we're just going to do the other side, really anchor the right leg, right quadricep. And then reach your left leg to the ceiling. I'm much tighter on this side, so I will adjust. Hands where you can hold on to. Be careful of back of the knee. And then we're going to flex and point. Really reach that heel like you want to put it on the ceiling. And point. Right leg is strong and long and anchored. And point. Bring the knee to the chest. Give yourself a hug. And then goalpost arms. Cross your left knee over to the right. This is a gentle spiral stretch for the spine, the low back. You can take your right hand and place it on the outer left thigh for an increased sensation, but be careful. And again, you can bend both knees if that's a better option for 3, 2, 1. Untwist. Bring that left knee in. Slide your right foot towards your sit bone. Cross your left ankle over the left knee. Take your left hand gently. Direct the left thigh away to the degree that's right for you. Flex your left ankle to protect your left knee. You can stay here or bring your right bring your right knee to your right shoulder. We could bring our right shoulder to our right knee, but we're not doing that. And we're going to breathe here, gently maybe directing that thigh out. I get a lot of sensation in my outer hip, glute, med, piriformis, all those muscles. And then I'm going to circle my ankle in one direction, right ankle, and then the other. Place the right foot down. Place the left next to it, align parallel. Stomp those feet down. We're going to curl up, second bridge. Curling up, peeling up, finding our bridge position, and then tucking those shoulders in so you have a nice support for the upper body. Release the chin ever so much, ever so little. And then those little pulses, inner thigh for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then surrender at the top and roll through the center, resisting the return for that maximum feeling of stretch and length. Release to neutral. Last little bit. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Support your legs with your hands if that's a better option. And we hold for 3. Let it go. 2. Last 1. Bring the knees back in. Last time you'll hug both knees in. Rock a little side to side. Now you choose. You can go over to the right and push yourself up to a seated position, or you can cross your ankles and rock yourself up to a seated position. Looks awfully dark. I hope you can see me. I've adjusted lights and shades and everything else. So I'm really hoping that it's sort of my camera and not your view, because it was fine earlier. So we'll proceed. We're going to sit up nice and tall, and this is where you can place a blanket underneath your sit bone, towel, or pillow. Your right leg will be over your left. We're going to have our hands out to the side. You're going to sit up nice and tall. This is a sense of rooting to rebound. And then we're going to bring that right ear to the right shoulder. You can lift your left hand and reach out and away, feeling the stretch to the side of the neck. Lower the hand, bring your chin to your chest. Feel the stretch to the back of the neck, stay tall in the spine. Lift your gaze, lift your focus, lift your chin, bring your arms up. Feel the length to the side body and then twist over to the right, bringing your right hand to your right knee, left hand behind. Maybe you'll feel that left shoulder blade glide to the midline, to the spine. Take an inhale here. Exhale, revolve and twist. One more time, inhale. Any amount more. Stay where you are if you've met your max. Take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to reach up and around, returning to that long line, and release. Good, let's shake out the legs. Little pummel to the back of the legs. Bend your knees, cross left over right, fingertips wide, find length on lengthen your spine, rooted on your sit bones. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. Reach your right arm out and away. Feel the increase of the stretch. If it feels good, you can twist or rotate your chin up and then maybe down, finding a place that needs a little love, a little time to lengthen and release. For 2 and 1, release your hand to the mat, bring your chin to your chest. Lift your chin, lift your eyes, lift your focus, lift both arms up, feel the length. And then you're going to rotate over to the right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Think of a spiral staircase. So you're inhaling, traveling up. Exhaling, you're rotating any amount. You can use your hands for a little leverage here. One more time. And spiral. On your next inhale, you lift your arms, turning on the exhale and release. Good. Shake the legs out really nice. We're going to sweep the legs around and come to our tabletop position. I'm going to try one thing because I'm just worried. That's worse. That's much worse. I'm not sure what's happening. So let's come into our tabletop position. I think you can see me, at least maybe not the color of my eyes, but at least my torso. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. This is your tabletop position. We're going to zip up center line, spread the tail, reach your chest forward, spin your biceps in and firm your triceps. That's a lot of information. Try to grab one of those cues. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift the tail, let the belly release towards the mat. Reach your sternum to the front edge of your mat, and you're in your extension, your cow position. On the exhale, you will reverse that, moving into your cat. Release the tail, push the floor away, round the body. Let the head release. Again, from the tail, moving through the spine, drawing the shoulder blades in, reaching the chest forward. You're in your cow extension. Again, release the tail. Let's open the back body by rounding, releasing the head, the neck, the shoulders, cascade forward. Last time, lift up through the tail, roll through the spine, push the floor away, pull your fingertips back, reach the chest forward. Take a breath. Keeping a width across the chest, funnel your ribs down and return to your tabletop position. If you need a break for your wrist, please take it. Otherwise, we continue with our bird dog. So on your inhale, let's reach the right arm and left leg in opposition. Pause here. Right palm faces in. Left leg spins in and up. Inner seam reaches up. Hips are square. We hold for 3. Breathe into it, 2. Last 1. Lower the right hand. Lower the toes of the left leg. The left leg stays long. Both hands down, spine is long. You lift that heel up for 5. Left heel. Hips stay square, 4. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Beautiful. And release. Now, my back is going to be towards you for a moment, but join me as we kickstand the right shin out. You're going to take your front body and open it to the long side of your mat, bringing your left arm overhead. Press the floor away, stabilize your under shoulder. It's a modified plank position. For 3, beautiful side stretch. 2, last 1. Rotate your chest to the mat. Put your left hand down. Bring your knee down. You're back in tabletop. Walk your hands out. Curl your toes under. Our first downward facing dog. So here, please bend your knees if that's better for your hamstrings, or if it's needed to find length in your spine. Press your hands into the mat. Spin your biceps forward and firm your triceps. Strong arms. Spine is long, belly is toned, hips move up and back for 3 and 2. Last 1. Come high on your toes, bend your knees. Come to the mat, big toes together, push back, child's pose. Take a breath here. Do the needful. You can bring your hands by your side. You can make a fist, curl your knuckles in, feel the stretch to the wrists. And repeat that if it helps. Otherwise, we'll be moving our hands back out overhead, shifting into our tabletop. Let's adjust that, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. We're doing our second side. So let's go right to the bird dog, bringing the left arm and right leg in opposition. Left palm faces in, inner seam of the right leg spins up, and belly is toned for 3. Balance. 2. Mindfulness. 3. Place the left hand down, reach the right leg long, landing toes, balls of the feet. Then lift that leg up just hip height, lead with the heel for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last 1. Excellent. Put that foot down. Here we go. You're going to kickstand the left foot out. You're going to open your front body to the long edge of your mat, and you're going to open into our modified plank, Vrikshasana. Feel the stretch, fingertip to toes for 3. Strong underarm, stable shoulder, and 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Bring your hands back down, square your shoulders, bring your knee down. Wiggle out just a little bit. Curl the toes under. Let's walk those hands just a little bit forward. We're going right back to our downward facing dog. For 3, you know your modifications. Soft knees if you need to. 2, 1, come high on your toes. Bend your knees. Big toes together. Push back, child's pose. For 3, remember our option for reducing some stress in the wrists. Arms will be long by your side. Curl your fingers and make a fist, then curl your knuckles to your wrists and feel how that stretches the forearm. We'll do that one more time together. Curl, make a fist, curl the knuckles towards your wrist. Open the hands, and then let's walk those arms overhead. You're welcome to stay in child's pose and do some more wrist stretches, or we'll come up, leave the hands where they are, curl the toes under, and lift up into your downward dog. Take just a breath here. Each dog gets a little looser, a little longer, a little stronger. And now we're just simply going to walk to the front of the mat. If you're a jumper, feel free to jump, but we're going to come to the front. Legs are sit bones distance width, and we go into a rag doll. You can clasp your elbows. You can let your hands release on the mat. You can go a little bit lower to rest your chest on the mat. You do the needful for 3. You can sway 2. Last 1. And let's all put our hands on our thighs and slowly roll up. Roll through the lower spine, the middle spine, the upper spine. And we're tall. You can keep your legs as they are or bring your feet a little bit closer. We're going to take a moment in Tadasana. So feel the rootedness of the feet. Feel the mat underneath your feet, the strength of your legs, the length of your spine and width of your shoulders. Take a breath. And now you're going to sweep your arms back, lift your chest, gaze follows, palms touch. If you can, if your shoulders are tight, they don't touch, but everyone's reaching up. And then hands to heart center. 2 more like that. Arms sweep out, chest lifts up, gaze follows, palms meet, and heart center. 1 more time, but we're going to keep moving. So lift up. Breathe. Now this time you're going to open your hands and do a reverse dive. Soften your knees if that's a better option, and forward fold. Flat back, hands on shins or fingertips on mat, long spine. You're going to bend your knees, plant your hands, step your left foot back into a runner's lunge. Now this is where you might want to use blocks if you have them. If you don't, it's okay. But some may like to have them here under their hands. All right, you want to have support in your hips. Your knee is in line with your ankle. I won't use them just so that you can see. Your chest is reaching forward. You can always do this on your knee. All right, pad your knee if you need to. We're going to shift back into a pyramid pose. Now, if you need to adjust your feet, please do, bringing them closer together. We try to square the hips. And then you'll lift your head, lift your chest, bend into your runner's lunge. And again, shift back, fold over your front leg, pulling your right hip back, reaching your left
hip forward, finding squareness. One more time, lift your head, lift your chest, reach forward, bending into that front knee, and shift back. Good. Our final pose will be in our runner's lunge and pause. Now, if you're with me, place your hands flat. You're going to step back just for a moment in your plank. You can have your knees down. Take a breath. And then bend your knees, everyone. Reach your chest forward and lower to the mat. Thighs, pelvis, belly, chest. You're in your baby cobra position. Take a moment to reach those legs. Pin your elbows in. And then slide your arms forward to come into Sphinx. So shoulders and elbows aligned. Reach your chest forward. Good. Now close your eyes for a minute. We're just going to pause, kind of take in all we've done so far, and breathe. Beautiful. If your eyes were closed, blink them open. Wing your elbows out. Bring your forehead to the overlapped hands. Bend your knees and windshield wipe from side to side. And then you'll come back to center. Extend your legs. Bring your hands to your base ribs. Push yourself through tabletop. Curl the toes under and you're back in your down dog. We're back. A little bit longer, a little bit stronger. Take a breath. You can make sound as you exhale. One more time. Inhale. And now let's walk forward. We have to do the other side. So take your time, find your way to the front of the mat. Legs are sit bones width. Clasp your elbows for our ragdoll. Try to change the clasp. If you remember, hands can be on the mat. You do what feels good for 3, 2, 1. Let's everyone, hands on the thighs and roll up. Taking your time, there's no rush. Mobilize, lengthen, open, find your Tadasana. Now if you want, you can adjust your feet a little bit closer. It's up to you. 3 times we sweep the arms, lift the chest, gaze follows, palms touch, and hands to heart center. 2 more. On the third we move. Let's lift up. Remember, just reaching is fine. Hands don't have to touch. And center. This one we move, we lift up, we open, hands touch. This time reverse dive. Bend your knees if needed. And forward fold. Come into your flat back. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot back. We're in our runner's lunge. Good, nice and low, knee down if that's a better option. You can do the whole thing with your knee down, blocks if necessary and available. And then we shift back. Trying to square those hips off. Lift the head, lift the chest, reach through, bending into the front knee. Do that again, shift back, lengthen our pyramid pose, modified, and shift forward. One more time, shift back, and we lift our head, our heart, and bend into our front knee. Feel the runner's lunge. Good, plant your hands. Let's challenge our strength. Slide that left foot back. Find your plank for 3, 2, knees down is fine. 1, everyone knees down. Bend your elbows, thighs, pelvis, belly, and you land. Lengthen each leg. Spin the inner thighs in, pin your elbows in. And then slide your arms forward. Elbows under, shoulders, forearms long. Pull your fingers back so you can reach your chest forward. Take a breath. Close your eyes. We're here for just a couple beats. Feel the extension. Feel the sensations. Bring attention to your breath. And then if your eyes were closed, blink them open, wing your elbows out, place your forehead on your hand, bend your knees, and just do a windshield. Loosen it up. And then bring your knees back to center, stretch your legs long and strong, bring your hands by your base ribs, pin your elbows in, push onto your knees, tabletop, curl your toes under. One more time, maybe not one more, but here we are, back in our downward dog. Longer, stronger, breathe. Inhale for length, exhale to root. Again, inhale, fill up. Exhale, root down. One more time. Good. And then you're going to, again, lift your toes, lift your heels, walk forward. We are coming back to the front of the mat. We're in a forward fold. We're going to sweep our arms up, lift our chest, look up, touch, hands to heart center. Now you're going to sweep your left leg open and come to center. We're going to do some standing poses with little endurance. So your feet are parallel. I spread my wings, my arms, roughly wrist and ankle, but that may be too wide. You decide. Then we'll bring our hands back to our hips. The right leg is going to rotate from the hip socket, deep within the hip socket, bringing the right toes to the front edge of your mat, directing towards the front edge of your mat. Your back foot spins in a little bit. You spread the arms, inhale. Now on the exhale, you're going to bend into your front knee. Warrior 2. Legs are strong. You feel a little crease in that back hip, so you're not sticking out, but you are square. Your ribs are long. Your arms are wide. And when you're settled, you look over your right fingers. We're here for 3. So breathe in, inhale for width. Exhale, you may go deeper. Inhale, keep your focus steady. Exhale, maybe deeper. One more time. And reach. Good, now straighten your front leg. We're going into our reverse triangle. Right arm reaches up and over. And you stretch. Feel the length and opening of that side body, that right rib cage. You can keep your focus up, forward, or down, whatever makes your neck happy. We hold for 3. Breathe. Strong legs, 2. And 1. We bend into our warrior 2. Find it. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Reach forward, hinge at your right hip, bring your right forearm to your right thigh and iron it out. Bring your left hand to your hip and use that arm to open your shoulder, open your chest. You're in your side angle lunge. Lots of work for the legs. Keep them strong. Feel that under waist twist, reach forward, the upper waist spin back. We hold for 3. Again, your focus goes where it makes your neck happy. 2, 1. Now use the strength of your legs. Push up, come back to your warrior 2. For 3. Breathe into it. 2, 1. One more variation. We go into our reverse warrior. And 3, keeping that front knee bent and strong, back leg strong. For 3, 2, 1. Shift into your warrior 2. And now we'll move, we'll flow, straight legs, arms up, focus forward. And warrior 2. And 2. This feels good, just to move. Beautiful. Last one, you stay. Turn your right foot forward. You're parallel now. You may need to walk your feet in a little bit. You're going to bring your hands to your hips. You're going to pin your elbows in. Press with your thumbs. Press down on your sacrum. Lift your chest and hinge forward. We're going into a wide-legged forward fold. Now this is another place you might want blocks if you have them. Right about here at flat back, you can place your hands down. Bend your knees if you need to. Adjust your stance if you need to. Hands are down, spine is long, belly is toned. And now you can stay here or you can walk your hands underneath your legs and fold. If you're here, pin your elbows in, press the floor away, and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back out. We're in our long spine. Again, knees are bent if you need to. And now we're going to walk over to the left. Hand over hand, legs rotate. We are back in a runner's lunge. You step your back foot forward, forward fold. And then you sweep your arms up. You lift your chest. We did it. Palms meet. Hands to heart center. And breathe. Now you're going to open your right leg. We have to do the other side, of course. So take that moment to find your stance. Toes forward, parallel. We'll bring the hands to the hips. And then rotate from the deepest part of your hip. Right? That's turning of the head of the femur. Your toes reach the front edge of your mat. And then you spin your back toes in a little bit. So you're in your warrior 2 stance. You open your arms. This is the breath. This is the width. And then exhale, you bend into your front knee. Now just take a little housekeeping. Make sure you're in a wide enough stand that your knee isn't going too far over your toes, and find that crease. Your hips are a little bit on a diagonal, not square, in either direction. Your torso is long. And then we spread, we open, we breathe. Inhale, focus forward. Again, inhale for width. Exhale for deep. Good. You listen to your body. And exhale. Reverse triangle. Flip your left palm up. Reach up. Strong legs as if they're pushing away from each other. For 3, 2, 1. We reach back into our warrior 2. Focus over those middle fingers for 3, 2, 1. We reach forward, crease at the hip, bend our left elbow, use our forearm to iron out that left knee, getting a little bit deeper. Then we take the back hand on our hip and we open. We open, we twist, under ribs forward, top ribs back, any amount that you can give. And your focus goes where it best serves you for 3, 2, 1. Use the strength of your legs. Push yourself back up to warrior 2 for 3. Breathe. 2. Be present. Reverse warrior for 3, 2, 1. Back to your warrior 2, but we don't stay. We move for 3 and 2. Our focus travels with us for 2 and 2. Good. Last one. You breathe. You feel the length. Spin your left toes forward. Toe ball in if you need to. Hands on the hips. Pin the elbows back. Use your thumbs to just direct the tail down a little bit. Lift your chest and reach out. Reach out. Bend your knees if you need to. Use blocks if you have them. Find your flat back. Fingertips on the floor. And now if you're welcome to stay there, but walk back. Hands underneath. Pin the elbows in. Let the head feel heavy. Keep the weight a little bit forward for 3, 2, 1. So good. Walk out. Walk out. Feel the length. And now we walk back to the right. Turn your toes, turn your legs to parallel. You're back in your runner's lunge. Step forward. Forward fold. Reach the arms up. Open the chest. Lift the heart. Touch the palms. And find your prayer Tadasana. Just take a moment here. And we will have one more thing for our balance. So just take that moment and we're going to lift up one more time. Reach up. This time we're going to sweep the arms back and hit our skier's pose. So still a little leg work, still a little dynamic for 3, 2, 1. You sweep up, look up, touch. And do it again into your skier's pose. Now your legs can be separated, feet apart if that's more stable. One more time, lift up, breathe, reach, and then find your skier's pose for 3. You may feel your triceps if you're reaching and lifting. 2 and 1. Last time you lift up. Hands to heart center. Now I'm going to root down onto my left leg. I'm going to draw my right foot towards my right ankle. You can stay here. We're going for tree. You can bring your right foot to your shin or calf area. You can stay here. Or you can bring your foot up into your thigh. I cheat. Give a little assist. And you can stay here. And we hold for 3. We're dropping the right hip down. Our hips are square. Our left leg is strong. Our left hip is pinned in. For 2, 1. Now you can stay and grow your tree, or you can take hold of your right knee. Reach your left arm up. Find any amount of balance for 3, 2, 1, bring your leg forward, parallel, and lower. Take a moment, even the weight. That was very good. It helps to find a drishti, a focal point, that will help keep you steady. Your mind is on what you're doing. Let's try the other side. Reach the arms up and to heart center. From here, root down firmly into your right leg. Bring your left foot to your ankle. Bring your left foot to your shin. You can stay anywhere you want in our tree today. Or you can bring your foot up and place it into your thigh. Foot against leg, leg against foot. Gives you stability in your center. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1. Now you can stay and grow your tree, or you can let go and hold your left knee and lift your right arm. Make sure that left hip is dropping. 2, 1, bring your leg parallel and release. So good, let's lift one more time. Hands to heart center. Tadasana. Very nice. So there's no fancy way of transitioning to the mat today. We're just going to come back to the mat. And we're going to sit with our right shin in front of the left. This is where you might want the blanket. And we're going to start by rooting down and lengthening up. We're kind of coming full circle. You're going to reach both arms out. You're going to turn your palms up. We did a lot of down dog today and some plank. So let's stretch the wrists. Take your left hand and take your pinky finger on the right. You're using your thumb to support the back of the hand, the right hand. We'll just hold for a little stretch. Then you'll grab your fingers around your pinky and your ring finger, and you'll hold for a little stretch. Then your middle finger. Then your index finger. Then your whole hand reaching through the heel. Beautiful. And then release, stretch both fingers down. Place the hands on the floor and walk forward. But as you walk forward, think length and then release. Length and release. One more time, length and release. And we breathe into our final position, wherever that is for you, for 3. And we begin again to let go. Let's bring it back to that idea of releasing. Releasing the worries of the week, the stress of the week, the weather. And then you're going to walk it back, carefully lifting your head, lifting your chest, finding your vertical spine. Beautiful. We'll change to the other side. So you're just going to sort of pummel out your legs a little bit, cross left over right, get comfortable, spread the flesh, get your blanket, what you need to do. You're going to reach both fingers forward. And then you're going to flip your palms, reach the heels. Take your pinky finger with your right hand, support your hand with your right thumb, and stretch. And then the ring. And then, then the middle. I have a ring on my middle finger, so it threw me off. And index. And full hand. I hope this helps release any tension from the work you've done. And then you're going to release and both fingers point down. And then land your hands. One more time, walk forward. But it's a lift to go forward. A breath to make space to go forward. Any amount more. You go where you can go and you listen to the message that you're receiving from your body. And we take a breath. Tease. You can make a sounded breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll walk it back. Lift the head, lift the chest, and find your vertical spine. And release. Let's uncross again. Just open the back of the knees and then spin around. We're going to be moving to the mat. So for a little ab work, you can reach your arms forward and roll back slowly. If you're not up for that, take your hands behind your thighs and roll back. We'll start with a long spine and then we'll roll off the sit bones. We'll hug into the belly and we'll roll and meet the mat with control. And then we'll send the legs all the way out, the arms all the way overhead, and we go back to our full body stretch. Leaving the left leg anchored, pull your right knee in, give it a hug. Cross the right knee over the left, take a moment's stretch. We were here before. Bring the knee back to the chest, plant your foot, slide the arms and legs in opposition. Slide your left foot in, hug your knee. Cross the knee over the right, goalpost arms or hand on thigh. Take a breath. Return to center. One more time, one big stretch. Bring both knees in, bring both hands down. One hip roll. From the lower spine, we curl up. Tuck the shoulders under, tuck the chin. If you can, this time lift those ribs. Lift those ribs towards your chin for 3, 2, 1, and then surrender at the top and roll it down and meet the mat and move through lower spine and release. Bring your knees to your chest and then send your legs downstream. So just send the legs long towards the corners of your mat. I want you to feel like you did at the beginning. I want you to let go, let the floor support you. The work is done. Every cell of your body just gets the rest of the night off. All right, just let it go. That was my sort of mantra today, and I really want you to feel that. So feel the weight of your legs. Feel the back of your bottom, your sacrum. Feel this ribs, the back of the ribs spread center to side and the back of the shoulders heavy on the mat. You are supported. You are relaxed and resting. Before we go fully into Shavasana, I'd like to read you something from Mary Oliver, whom I often quote. When will you have a little pity for every soft thing that walks through the world, including yourself? When will you have a little pity for every soft thing that walks through the world, including yourself? Shavasana. Rest deeply. Start to deepen your breath.
bring a little wiggle to your fingers and toes. And that wiggle can turn into a gentle circle of your wrists and ankles. And maybe another full body stretch would feel really good. And then when you're ready, bring your knees in and curl to your right side. You can linger anywhere you want. And when you're ready, push yourself up to a seated position. Again, if you want to stay in Shavasana, if you want to stay curled up on your side, please do. If you're with me seated, and you don't have to be, you'll bring your hands to your heart center. Again, that is a choice for you to make. If you're in the prayer position, you'll use your thumbs to lift your heart, lift your chest. And then together we'll bow. With gratitude, with peace, I thank you for being here. And I wish you all well and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.